Hey everybody, it's Kayla from Kayla Crochet Love and welcome to episode 6. I'm sorry I'm a few days late. I have pretty busy days on Thursdays for the past 2 weeks and then next week. But I will talk about that a little bit later. And I also haven't been feeling really myself. Had a migraine and I had a loss in the family earlier this week. So it's been a bit of a crazy week, so I figured I'd wait till I was more up to it. So it's a few days late, but here I am. Not a whole lot to fill you guys in with today. I have a couple of things I want to show you that my mom made me. I will share those with you first because I think they're really pretty. So if you guys know, I really like hats. I don't wear them a whole lot, but usually in the winter I tend to, and it's starting to get pretty chilly here in Canada, so and my mom found a couple hat patterns she wanted to make, so she decided to make me some hats. So I thought they were going to be Christmas gifts, but she decided to make them for me, which was very nice. So first I have to explain this one. So I brought my mom to the local yarn shop one day and I was showing her this button that I have been obsessed with. Every time I went I saw it and I loved it, so she bought it, and this is the button. It's a little sheep and I just thought it was so cute. So she ended up making me a hat to put the button on. So she picked a pattern that had a button on it and she made it for me. She said she suggests putting a pom-pom on. I might put one on, but I think it looks cute. I'll show you in a second. But it has nice little cabling in it, and this is knit. So my mom's a knitter. She knows how to crochet, but knitting is her favorite. So it has a little button and it has a nice pattern to it. And it's actually really neat. She knit it all flat and then I believe she sewed it up after, so it's pretty neat. So this is how it looks. Just kind of back up a little bit. I really like it. It's really warm. I can't remember the kind of yarn she used for it. This was actually a yarn I had bought for her. Sorry, I'm just going to put my light a little closer. I had bought this yarn for her a few months ago. I bought her 3 skeins of different colors and she didn't know what she was going to make with it. She ended up making me a hat. And she actually made me another hat, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, it's this one. And I love the button. I don't know. I love the button. So, my hair's a little messy. So that's one. Just thought I'd share with you my mom's work. I have more stuff I want to share with you guys that she made, but I think that'll be a whole other video because she's a very talented lady. And then she found this pattern and she just liked it, so she said if I wanted it I could have it, and I had bought her this yarn too. So this one sits kind of neat, so it's kind of open at the back, so the tassels come to the front. Oh, sorry. So the tassels kind of lay at the front because of the back. And then it's a little bit of a slouchy. But I like slouchy hats. One of my favorite hats. So. And this one has a really cool pattern to it too. Excuse me. It's kind of, I don't really know what you would call this. I've just gotten into knitting, as you all know. Haven't even finished my socks yet. So, but yeah, so that's another thing my mom made me. And this was the same time I bought her that yarn, I bought her this yarn and she made me a hat, so I was very happy. This one she more or less just made because she wanted to try the pattern, and she said if I liked it I could have it, and I love it, so. And I like to rotate hats. I can't even tell you how many I have. I've made myself a whole bunch and I plan on making myself more. or I'll donate some, I'm not sure yet. But so yeah, I wanted to share those with you guys just to show how talented my mom is. And like I said, more things that she's made I will share in later videos. But I will get cracking to what I've been working on. So, like I said, not a whole lot because of Christmas. I have been working on a lot because of Christmas, but nothing that I'm allowed to show you guys yet. I have some stuff on my table right there that is blocking for some people in my life for Christmas, and I will be doing a video closer to Christmas. I will be doing, before I wrap, I'll do a video and then I'll share it all with you once all the presents have been given. So that's one thing I like about Christmas now, since I know how to crochet and knit, is making gifts. I love to make gifts for people. It's just more sentimental and people tend to like them, and I only tend to make for people I know will use it. So other than that, I have a couple more things that I can show you. So as you know, I was teaching my crochet class, which is now over. I taught my last one last weekend, and it was a pretty big success. My class was pretty much able to single crochet, double crochet, and we worked on a pattern with puff stitches in it last week, and I can't remember the name of the pattern. Malia ear warmer? I can't remember. I will find the name and I will put it down below. But it's this here. I just have it on my little stand. So it has the little puffs here, and I put some buttons, and I really like how it turned out. It's really soft. You probably, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it there first. And yeah, my class decided they wanted to try something a little different, so we all got the pattern and we worked on it together. And I like it so much I might actually gift this to someone for Christmas. So that's a little big on my styrofoam ball here, and I love the buttons. I bought these at the local yarn shop, and the yarn I used is Wool Addicts. I can't remember exactly which one, but it is a yarn by Wool Addicts. And it's very soft, and it's a chunky weight yarn. So, and I just needed to use one of the small balls for it. I didn't quite have enough to finish off the hat like I would have wanted, but I still think it turned out, or sorry, headband, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm happy with that. And then, so the reason I have been busy on Thursdays the past couple weeks, so at the yarn shop between 1 and 3 we have yarn social, and I have Thursdays off, so I tend to go, and it just gives me time to get out of the house without distraction and crochet my Christmas gifts. And it helps that if it's something for my husband or something, then he's not around when I'm working on it. So we do that, and then after yarn social, a couple hours later, I signed up for a hat knitting class. Sorry, I always get the hiccups when I talk to you guys. Anyways, I signed up for a hat knitting class, and it's a top-down hat knitting class. So all the patterns that I found for knitting hats were from the brim up, and I'm totally fine with that, but when I crochet, it's top down. I've always liked doing it that way. So when I found out about this class, I signed up right away, and it's really neat how she teaches us. She teaches us different ways to cast on, depending on what kind of hat you're making. She teaches us different crowns, so like a flat crown, an I-cord crown, which is the one here, I'll show you in a second, a square crown, like different ones, a whole bunch. And So pretty much she teaches us how to make the crown, and the rest of the hat is ours to design, which I thought was really neat. So I finished one hat, and I actually used the Cabin Fever yarn I showed you in my last video, which I don't have in here, but you'll see the color here. It's a cotton acrylic blend. So I decided my first hat, since I've never made a completed knitted project, I decided to make a hat for my baby nephew, and his mom already knows he's getting this for Christmas, so I'm okay with her seeing this. So this is the hat. So it looks kind of funny like this. And I got these cute little buttons that say handmade for you with love, so I put one of those on. So it looks like this, and when he wears it, it'll kind of slouch down like that. That's why I put the tassel on, so it's a little heavier, and I just love how it turned out. I think it'll be really cute on him. So, and my knitting's a little rough, like you guys know I haven't been knitting for very long, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I just did stockinette stitch, and then I just purled along the bottom for a little texture along the bottom. So I hope it fits. It should. I measured his head and it should fit him. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, my first knitted finished project. I'm pretty happy with it. So, I finished it so quickly too. I was having so much fun making this that I think I finished it 2 days before our next class. So I've been to 2 classes. So I started at week 1 and finished it before week 2. So, and it's super cute, and I love this yarn. The Cabin Fever yarn is great. It's soft, and because it has acrylic in it, it has a little bit of give, not too much, because it's still cotton too. But I think I may be putting some of this yarn on my wish list to make other things, because she has some beautiful colors, and they're all like tweeded colors with the black and it's not just black flakes, like there's different colors in it, and it's very pretty. So, and actually the one lady in the class saw my hat and decided she wanted to make one very similar. So the cast on for this one is an I-cord. So you start with the cord here and then you work your way out, which is pretty neat. I'd never thought of doing that. And it was pretty simple, I found, to learn. So there's my first knitted finished project. Now it's kind of funny because crochet hats I can whip up pretty quickly. Like if I made my baby nephew a hat with the usual pattern I use, I could have been done in probably about an hour, maybe less. But with knitting, it took me almost a week. And that was working on it a little bit every night. So, but I guess that's what you're familiar with, and crocheting is something I really like to do. So, as you guys know. So yeah. Next finished project, I'll share with you guys these. Since I'm talking about knitting right now, I might as well share these. So, knitting stitch markers are more like this. Well, you can use like these. You can use ones like that, that's fine, but you just use little circular ones like this, and you just kind of slide them over your needles. So I wanted to make some pretty ones. So I went to the city with my mom again, to do some Christmas shopping. So I decided to make some. My mom said it would be a good Christmas gift for her, and I already gave her some. So they're little charm ones. Now I probably wouldn't use too many of these on my project because they are a little bit heavier than these, because these are really light. But as like a beginning of the round, I would use them. I just have to fix them because there's a little bit of a gap and the yarn tends to get stuck. But I think they turned out pretty cute. Block my face. Here's one. There's two. there's quite a few. I ended up just buying some little charms that Michael's had and just sticking them on little metal rings. Like these ones are a little bigger, but I think they're pretty cute. And I ended up giving one to my mom, and she loved it. So another one, and I managed to get I had a 50% off coupon, so I got the charms for pretty cheap. I think $3 maybe, $3 Canadian. And this one's my favorite. I'm saving my favorite for last. I thought it was so cute. I love butterflies. It has a little dangly chain. So yeah, those are my little knitting stitch markers. Sorry if I'm moving around too much. So I have lots of stitch markers now. This is my little case. So that's a finished project in a way, even though they're not made of yarn. So last episode I was talking about a raffle I am contributing to, and I was making a basket, which if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen. Just a little basket. The pattern is by Yarn and Chai. I ended up kind of doing my own thing. I did follow the pattern at first and then just kind of did my own thing, but I will link the pattern down below for you guys. Very easy pattern, and she has video tutorials, so it's awesome. So I made the basket and my coworker was going to fill it. But the basket turned out smaller than we both thought, so I believe I'm going to fill it, and I've made a few things for it. And I was also going to make a blanket with the Caron Chunky Cakes. And I was working on it, and something about it just didn't feel quite right to donate to the raffle, because the yarn's nice. It's nice and soft, and it's just a really heavy blanket, and the colors, there was random splashes of colors that weren't in the colorway. So there'd be a random splash of like a dark green, and some of the yarn would get really thin. So I just decided I would scrap that idea for the raffle and make something else that I could put in the basket. So, and my boss was fine with that. Like she didn't mind at all, because there's a lot of stuff in the raffle already. So I'm actually gonna put in my little turkey hat, because I thought it might fit my 6-year-old nephew, but it doesn't. It's too small. So I'm just gonna throw that in. Just, I'd like to see someone be able to use it. So I'm gonna throw that one in. This is the first one I made. And then I ended up buying some cotton and just making some little dish scrub. So I made some little dish scrubbies. So I used 3 strands of, I think it's Bernat Handicrafter. Trying to find it. Yeah, so I got I got red, green, and then a Christmassy colored, variegated color. So I made a couple little scrubbies. I think they turned out cute. They're nice and thick. So a couple little scrubbies, 2 circulars, and just a square. This one's a little bit thinner. So I made those. And then I just decided to make some pot holders. So these, I didn't follow a pattern for any of these. I just kind of made them up as I went. And again, I just used the Bernat Handicrafter cotton. So here's one. Little lopsided because I did it pretty quickly. I have to wash them too, so before I put them in the basket. So here's one. They have the little thing that they can hook it. Here's another one. And I made them thick. So I made one circle and another one, and then I did like a single crochet around the edge to sew them together so they're nice and thick. So I made that one, and then I just made a little bit of a pattern in it. And then this one's my favorite. I made this one too. So just some little homemade things, and then I'm going to hopefully today work on a little teddy bear. So I brought the pattern in with me so I could give you the information. It's amigurumi to go. So it is a pattern by Sharon Ojala. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. She's on Facebook under Amigurumi Freely, and she has great patterns for beginners in amigurumi and advanced. I have made this teddy bear pattern. I have made a bunch, so this is what the teddy bears look like. I'm just going to show you. I just want to show you the picture. So that's what teddy bears look like. And she has a lot of great patterns. And this teddy bear pattern is so simple to follow. The first thing I really crocheted was this teddy bear pattern, and I have made, I don't even know how many since then. And like I said, she has YouTube tutorials for, I think, all of her amigurumis. So this one's just crochet teddy bear YouTube tutorial. So they're not huge. They sit 6 to 8 inches tall. And yeah, really great. So I'm gonna hopefully work on that today, and I might make a little Santa hat or something. I will post a picture on Instagram when I'm done, and I will throw that in my basket as well. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't made an amigurumi for a few months. That used to be the only thing I used to make. And then I just kind of branched out and started doing other things. So I will share that with you guys when I'm done. Oh, gotta catch my breath. I'm talking fast again. As for yarn, I haven't, well, I've bought some, but they're for Christmas gifts. So I'll show you what I have that's not really, I didn't really buy a whole lot. So I had bought this. My husband helped me pick these out, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen them. It's the Bernat Velvet. It's very soft, and it is a bulky weight yarn, so it's pretty thick, very soft. So I bought one in the misty gray, that, and I bought one in the color indigo velvet. These had been going to be for a Christmas gift. However, when I started working with them, I am not a big fan. I love the feeling of this yarn, but for crocheting, it was just too hard for me to work with because I couldn't see the stitches that great, and I've seen people use it and love it, and my mom uses this for knitting. She made my nephew a blanket and she loved it, so I'm thinking I'll probably make something knitted with it. Like I said, it's a beautiful soft yarn for Bernat. It's only $10 at Walmart for a big skein like this, and you get 315 yards, so that's not bad for such a nice soft yarn. But I can't crochet with it. I tried, I really did, but as you can see, I ended up just ripping it out. So I ended up going a different direction with some yarn, but I will find something to make with this. If I can't think of anything, I'm sure my mom would love to use it. So those were two that I had bought. My husband picked the colors, so I'll put those away. I'll just throw them down there. And then other than that, I got my handy crafter cotton. So I got my two two of these ones. So red and green. Oh, sorry, red and emerald. This one's emerald, and this one's just red. So I got those, and then I got this Christmassy color. I wonder if it has a name. Mistletoe Ombre. So I bought that one too. I've already used quite a bit to make my raffle prizes. Other than that, I was at Michael's and I have been looking at this yarn for a while, but it was $9.99 for a skein or a ball, and I couldn't justify spending that much as there's only 243 yards in it. I mean, I've spent more money on things, but usually it's hand-dyed yarn from local yarn dyers. So I had a coupon, but then I found out they were on sale for $7, so I splurged and ended up buying it. And it's the Loops and Threads Facet Stones, and it was this particular color I've been looking at. I really liked the color. It is, I don't see a color name. Not sure. But anyways, it's like this. And I know I'll probably end up making myself a hat. I'll probably try knitting myself a hat. I know it might be a little hard to knit with, but I'll give it a go. If not, I know I can crochet with it. It reminds me a bit of Red Heart Unforgettable or Lion Brand Landscapes. It's really soft and it's so pretty. I love the colors. So that was my little splurge. And then other than that, I bought like my buttons and stuff for Christmas. Oh, another thing I bought. So I told my husband I wanted to make him a hat for Christmas. I wanted to knit him a hat. Oh boy. So at my last class I started knitting him his hat. So I got the crown done so far. So that's that. And he picked his yarn. He already knows he's getting it. I've been working on it with him in the room. And it's this Naco Ombre. It is 25% wool, 75% acrylic. And it's nice. It's soft, but it's not overly soft, but my goodness, I tell you, it was a pain to work with at first. I had to really get used to working with it, but it's working out pretty nice. So that's just the beginning of the hat, and I will share that with you guys in my Christmas video. But one thing I have to show you guys that I splurged again and bought for myself. At the local yarn shop, she had just got in some project bags. And these are by Zigzag Stitches. And I will link to her Instagram. I have her on Instagram, so I will link you to her Instagram. I adore this bag. This is designated to my knitting stuff because it's a good size for knitting hats and stuff. But I saw it and I couldn't resist. So it has little alpacas on it. And it's a good size. This is the medium size. And there was also large and small. She had little bags for like stitch markers, little zipper bags, and she also had like pouches for knitting needles, and she had these other, I can't remember what they were called. They were project bags, but they didn't have a zipper, I don't believe. But I love this bag so much, and there's so much room in it. Like so much room for a medium bag. Highly recommend these bags. So anyways, guys, I think that's all I have for you this week. I thought I had more, but I don't. Actually, I think I had more than I thought I did. I'm gonna go get to work on that teddy bear because I'm hoping to build my basket as I have to work tomorrow. So, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Go follow me on Instagram. I update there more often than anywhere. And you can go like my Facebook page because I tend to do updates there too. So all this is at Kayla Crochet Love. I will link it all down below for you. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later in a couple weeks. Bye guys.